Gordon was feeling full of himself. At long last he was back to pulling the express, and he would soon pass someone very important. Someone he had heard a secret about. Soon, Gordon found him. Arthur was waiting with his empty trucks. They were going to be filled with fish. Hello? I say, can you smell something damp? Gordon asked. Well, we are by the sea. No, closer than that. It's almost as if it's staring me right in the face. Well, it can't be these trucks. This is their first run of the day, and they're as clean as a whistle. Then perhaps it's you. And as for whistles, I don't expect yours is very clean, especially after your dip in the lake. Gordon cruelly finished. Arthur had hoped that only Thomas knew. Oh, so you heard about that? He said, staring at the rails. Heard about it? Why, the whole island knows about it! Gordon laughed as he smugly puffed away. Then, in a quiet voice, he said, well, they will soon enough. Then we'll see who's the important engine. Later, Thomas was dropping off some scrap iron. Nearby, he saw that George had a smirk on his face. Oh no. Every time you have a smile on your face, trouble's not far behind. Not for me, Thomas. I'm winning. Winning what? Don't pretend you don't know. The rails are being ripped up. That's why your friend took to the lake with his trucks. He's trying to swim away from the scrap heap. Thomas was surprised. How do you know? The only engine I told was Percy. Then he had a thought. Unless someone was listening in. And I bet I know who. Oh, well, don't worry. After all, it might be you in that scrap train next, he said. Just then the foreman ran up. Good work, George. Now you're needed at the fishing village. Looks like I'll get to thank him personally, George called to Thomas as he staggered away. When George arrived, the workers and a crane were loading some fish into trucks. George didn't like the smell of fish at all. Ugh, what's that horrible smell? How can these men put up with it? Shush, you'll upset them. Now I need to find out where we're needed. Don't offend anyone, replied his driver as he walked away. Bah, I can offend anyone I like. Just then he saw Arthur puffing up to the trucks, and as if to prove a point, he shouted across. Oh look, it's the engine who liked the smell of fish so much, he tried to be one. Arthur heard the insult but continued on. If I lose my temper, I'll make another mistake, he thought. George didn't think Arthur could hear. Just you wait till my driver comes back, then I'll shout it right down your funnel. But he didn't need to wait. George's driver hadn't set George's lever properly, and suddenly George started to move. George laughed until he realised where he was heading. Towards the crane. He tried to stop, but it was no good. He crashed into it, making it break and dropping the fish right on top of him. Who's the fishy engine now? Arthur chuckled as he came to a stop beside the commotion. George was about to retort when he heard a voice. And what is this? Boomed the Fat Controller. If it were anyone else, I'd have questions, but you, George, have something of a track record. George didn't say much after that. The Fat Controller watched as Arthur helped clear the mess. Then he spoke to him. Now, for my original reason for coming here. I realise you'd like to repair your image with the other engines, and so I, he grandly announced, have a very special job for you. Arthur couldn't help but smile. This was his chance to prove himself.